Good morning, everybody. What's good? What's good? What's good? Running late. Sky looking a little funny. We still going. I'm still on my way to church. Um, I thank God every day for everything I do. And no, I'm not saying it's just cause of church. I'm going on my way to church. I thank Him every day. Period. Anyway, it don't really even matter. Um, I was with everything that has happened and all the little comments that I be hearing and things I've been reading and just the mess in general. The more I've heard people talk, the quieter God has got me. He just kept me just every time I wanted to say certain things, he was like, shut up. Nope, 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 nope. But today he just said, go ahead, go ahead. He says you've heard enough to really get a true sense of what's going on. Now, people are not stupid, but people will justify wrong at the drop of a hat. Why? Because, see, if I don't justify wrong, then people will start looking at my actions and see that I'm just as foul as wrong that they see doing is going on. And it's also a thing called accountability, which is then, see, if I know that people are doing wrong and I'm a part of that group or associated with that group, then see, that means that I've got to take a look at myself. And I know they wrong. I know the things they're doing are wrong. I know the things that I'm doing is wrong because I'm a part of that group. And I secretly agree with what they're doing. I don't see nothing wrong with it. And, there's a possibility, just so remote, that a lot of these people that will openly say, well, we got to get all the facts and we got to understand this and we got to see this point of view and we got to do that point of view and we should never attack this authority figure and we should never do that about this authority figure. And they say that all the way up until it affects them. Let somebody come to their neighborhood, their situation, their place, and say, "Hey, we're gonna take your property, we're gonna take your land, we're gonna take one of your kids' lives because we feel we have every right to because we are who we are, and you can't say nothing about it. And even if you did feel like you could say something about it, we don't care. We're gonna do it because we want to, because we can." And you can be upset, you can cry, you can do whatever you feel is necessary to get over it, but you ain't got nothing coming. Just understand that, okay? Now, in the context of that, all of a sudden now, it becomes a problem. Now, all of a sudden, there becomes a rally cry. There are people that have influence and have ability to talk and touch people. And I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. Now we want to have a conversation and they have these things called, let's have a dialogue. But when it was happening to other folks, we wasn't concerned about it. It was a good thing. Everybody was rah-rah cheering about it. And that's the interesting thing. See, there's never a problem with something until it touches, these other communities, these other situations. And it has nothing to do, and that's why I haven't mentioned any nationality, race, or color, because it's colorblind. We have situations where there's a pipeline going through Indian reservations, and the Indians are mad, and they're talking, why are y'all doing this? But it affects them. There are certain things that affect Caucasians that they don't understand, like the water, how these companies are saying that the rainwater belongs to them and that it is illegal for them to actually collect rainwater. You understand what I'm saying? There are things that are going on in this country that are affecting different groups of people. But every group of people, all of y'all, are so hell bent on fighting against each other that you do not see the real enemy. And you don't understand the enemy of my enemy is my enemy. The same person that African Americans are fighting is the same enemy that the Indians are fighting. It's the same enemy that the Caucasians are fighting. It's the same enemy that the Orientals are fighting. It's the same enemy that the poor is fighting. Everybody that is fighting against something is fighting against the same something. It just changes its color. It just changes its skin. It just changes its appearance to look like something that it's not. I'm going to let that marinate, because the best way to camouflage yourself is to look like the thing that you keep telling everybody is the reason for its downfall. See, if I'm an African American person and I want the Caucasian race and the African American race to never be on the same side, I'm gonna look like the Caucasian and keep telling the Caucasian that the black people, that's the reason why y'all can't get ahead. And I'm gonna tell them vice versa. I'm gonna pit one against the other. Why? Because the African American is the stronger, more resilient, more crafty. But then I also have the Caucasian, who is just so determined and so afraid that when they get afraid, there's nothing they won't do to protect themselves, even though it's like they become deaf. They become deaf to common sense, logic, and truth. And because I know this about them, that's what I use. See, I can take a lie to a Caucasian, tell them a lie, they will never go look it up. I can take a lie to an African American, and they might believe it for a little while, but all of a sudden, common sense comes into play. And all of a sudden, they'll take a pause for a moment. Most of them, I have to say most African Americans, they'll pause for a moment and be like, wait a minute, that don't sound right. Then they'll get to digging. And then they'll actually try and go and take the information, the wisdom that they have acquired, and share it. And then there'll be some that will pick it right on up and be like, man, I did not know that this was really what the truth is. Some people will accept that truth and be like, wow, we was wrong. And they will try and teach other people the real truth so that we can change what we were doing. But then, of course, there'll be some that just don't care. And I'm saying that to say this. We as people, we want to believe that everybody that has the same skin as us, when things get hard, will be right there with us and right there for us and supporting us. You have to understand, we go way back. There has always been, and unfortunately probably always will be, those that look just like you that will oppose you, that will not believe what you believe, and will for whatever reason think that they are not like you, that they are better than you, and that even though your cause may be just and right, they feel that they should, by all means necessary, not allow you to get to a place of prominence, success, and most definitely not a place of power or authority of any type. Oh no, we can't let you become somebody by any means, statutes or nothing. We can't let you know. We cannot let you succeed at this, because if you become somebody that is known and people start following you, you might actually make a change in this world. there are a lot of people that only know, like, let's say Tupac. They only know him by his music. But if you study him, and I don't know if they still have the courses. They used to have courses in college at I forgot some of the Southern California schools on his poetry and on his life in general. There was a point in time that Tupac had the ear of the nation, and there were gangs. Every brothers was waiting. It was like, okay, you got our attention. What you need us to do? And he said it in an interview. He was so afraid because he did not realize the power that he had in the palm of his hand. It was frightful. He said these dudes, he said he would go to places and gang leaders and stuff was like, man, hey Pac, what y'all want us, man, what you want us to do? We you know, what we'll do it. And they wasn't even talking about doing nothing violent or nothing illegal. He was like, you know, organized, you know, what kind of plan you got for us? You know, what kind of stuff you want us to, you know, do? You know, what's the plan? You know, he could have been the second coming of the Black Panthers. You know, the original Black Panthers, they started, you know, the child daycare centers and you know, feeding the homeless and people that didn't really have it. I mean, they were about taking care of the black community. You know, the original Black Panthers. That could have been, you know, he had a lot of the rappers that was actually making a few dollars back then. You know, he had it where he had an idea that if that idea had actually come to pass, where some of the rappers in the early days, they would take some of the money that they were making and put that money together and give free concerts and take care of some of the, you know, less fortunate areas of different cities, and put that money together and build those areas up, and like have community centers and different sports, baseball and basketball, whatever the sport was for that season, have some little league teams and all that, you know, buy all the equipment and coach and do all that stuff for the kids, and grow up those, you know, those kids for all those years, get a place where computer centers and have it all state of the art. That same ideology with all these artists that we've got out here that are, you know, that are bragging about what they're doing, if those same artists that we've got out here now that are making all these hundreds of millions of dollars off of this music, if all of them would do that very same thing that Pac had the idea of doing way back then, if all of these mega churches that got all this money and all this space would truly open up a place in the African American communities that would teach the kids how to write resumes, how to dress when they go in for jobs, how to write college request letters, how to prepare themselves truly for the college experience, not the sugar-coated one, but the real reality of how hard it is to go to college. All the things that they should expect. Just really prepare our kids like they prepare children over in other countries. Children in other countries, when they get ready to go to school, they are college and all the different things, they are so well prepared that it is unreal. But we set our children up for failure time and time again, and then we get mad at them, and then we talk bad about them. But the thing is, we didn't prepare them. We didn't fight for them like we should. We didn't leave any type of a real legacy or for them. We sure didn't leave a leg for them to stand on. We did all that we could to make sure that they were not successful at anything that they had going on in life. But then we get mad and we get upset with them. That's wrong. We're wrong for that. We're out of order. You know, I heard, I rode past a concert last night. I can't say a concert, well, just a little Angelapalooza or whatever that was going on here in Jefferson City last night. And the guy up on stage was talking about, take a salute for the officers and the military and this, that, and the other. I'm gonna say this: my father and a lot of my uncles, and I got relatives and family and friends that are all in the military, that have been in the military. Got some that are in law enforcement. I have never been so proud of them because they are truly, dedicated to their job, and they will take they dedicated. They do their thing. There are people that wear that same uniform and wear that same badge that do not have a heart of love for everybody that they're supposed to serve and protect for, that they go over and fight for. Those people that wear it and disgrace it have no business wearing it. And it's a shame that those that have a love for everyone, that will take a bullet for everyone, that will protect everyone, have to be placed in the same category as the ones that don't. It breaks my heart because we see time and time again really awesome officers get dogged out because of some that just take it as a job, and then go from taking it as a job to using it as a weapon to take out their aggravation, their frustration, their hate, their whatever they're feeling on whoever they want to. And it is so wrong. And they make everybody that wears that same uniform bad. And the thing is the officers around them know that they wrong. But if they say anything, the ones that are good get ostracized and get punished instead of the one that is really doing wrong. And that is so sad. That makes no sense. Why punish the ones that are doing right and not the one that's doing wrong? It's backwards. Then when something is said about it, y'all jump all over the one that's trying to clean things up and make things as good as possible. And that is that's wrong. There's no other way around it. There's no other way to cut it. Far too many times we've allowed the people that are cancers to the goodness that should be within those organizations, to allow them to grow. I remember there was an officer in a police department that later on down the line they found out that he had done some things wrong. But the thing was, by the time they figured out what it was, he was a captain. So this whole list of people, this whole organization, group of people that had become so familiar with doing all this wrong, they went from being the low levels to being the leaders. So you got generation after generation of leaders that knew how and know how to do dirt. You got to get the dirt out before anything else. I'm getting ready to go up in here. So take care of y'all. I guess it's 3:30 today at One in Christ, celebrating past anniversary. Come on through, holla at you. Y'all take care. All right, peace.